I never thought I'd be the guy writing this sort of thing, but here I am. My name's Jake, and I've been with my wife, Lisa, for about 5 years now. We were supposed to get married in 2 weeks. Things weren't perfect, I'll admit that, but I was happy, or at least I thought I was. We had our ups and downs like everyone does, but I genuinely believed we were building a life together. She's smart, beautiful, ambitious, the kind of woman every guy dreams of. I thought I'd hit the jackpot. The signs that something was off started small. She'd be a little more distant, less engaged. She'd cancel plans last minute or get unusually defensive when I'd ask about her day. Honestly, I blamed myself at first. Maybe I was being paranoid, maybe I was just overthinking everything. But then I noticed her phone more often. She'd keep it with her at all times, even in the shower or when we were lying in bed. And her texts. They seemed innocent enough, friends, work stuff, but I'd catch her hiding the screen when I'd walk by. It was subtle, but enough to make me uneasy. One night I came home early from work because I wasn't feeling great. I found her in the living room, wrapped in a blanket, scrolling her phone. I saw the name pop up on the screen, Mike. Not a typical name for a friend, I thought, but I didn't think much of it at first. Then I saw her typing a message. "Can't wait to see you tonight, just a little longer." My stomach dropped. My heart started pounding. I knew then this wasn't just innocent texting. Something about the way she looked at her phone, the quick glances she'd shoot my way, I could tell she was hiding something. I pretended I didn't see, but I couldn't shake the feeling. I went to bed that night, staring at the ceiling, trying to process what I'd just read. I kept asking myself if I was overreacting, if I was making a big deal out of nothing. But deep down, I knew. I had this gut feeling something was going on with Lisa, and I was about to find out what it was. The next day, I decided I couldn't ignore it anymore. I needed to know the truth. I started paying closer attention. She was still acting weird, more dismissive, more defensive when I asked about her plans or where she'd been. Her phone was constantly glued to her hand. Then that evening, she suggested we go out for dinner to talk things over before the wedding. I thought maybe she was nervous or anxious, but I also remembered the message from the night before. We went to a nice restaurant downtown. She looked stunning as always, but there was this edge to her smile, like she was trying to hide something. We ordered wine and the conversation was tense from the start. She kept avoiding my eyes, fidgeting with her silverware. I finally couldn't take it anymore. "So Lisa," I started, my voice tight, "who's Mike?" She froze. For a second she looked genuinely surprised, maybe that I knew or maybe that I was calling her out. Then she rolled her eyes and scoffed. "What are you talking about, Mike? That's just some guy from work. You're imagining things." She paused, then added with a nasty edge, "You're paranoid. I don't have time for your insecurities right now." I felt my blood boil. "You've been texting him, I saw the messages. You said you can't wait to see him tonight, right?" She scoffed again, taking a sip of wine. "Wow, so now I'm cheating on you because I sent some flirty texts. Grow up, Jake, it's just sex, okay? It doesn't mean anything. I'm not some little girl who can't handle a little fun." That's when I saw the truth in her eyes, the cold, dismissive look that said she didn't care, that she'd do it again if she wanted. I was stunned. I'd built this life with her, believed in us, and now I was hearing her justify cheating like it was nothing. I felt sick, angry, betrayed. And I knew then I couldn't pretend it was just a misunderstanding. She was lying, outright lying to my face. After that dinner, I drove home in silence, the weight of what I'd just learned sinking in. This wasn't some innocent flirtation. She'd been sneaking around, lying to me, and acting like I was overreacting. I didn't sleep that night. I kept replaying everything in my head, trying to figure out what I did wrong, how I missed all the signs. But the truth was clear. Lisa had been cheating on me with Mike just days before our wedding, and she didn't even seem to care. The following morning, I woke up feeling numb but determined. I knew I had to confront her again, get some clarity, maybe even some answers. I didn't want to believe she was an outright liar, but her reactions last night made it clear she was full of shit. I decided I'd catch her in her own lies, one way or another. I waited until she left for her work meeting, which I knew was a lie since her phone was still constantly buzzing with messages from Mike. I went through her stuff, her emails, her texts, her social media. I was looking for anything that could confirm what I already suspected, and I found it. There was a string of messages between her and Mike, explicit, flirty, full of innuendos. They talked about meeting up late at night, doing things we shouldn't, and how badly they wanted each other. I couldn't believe my eyes. I felt like my world was shattering all over again. She lied to my face, told me it was just sex, that she didn't mean anything. But reading those messages, I knew it was more than that. It was real, it was raw, and she was hiding it from me for weeks. I sat there, trembling with a mix of rage, heartbreak, and disbelief. I kept thinking, how did I miss all of this? How could she do this just days before our wedding? And more than that, why was she acting like it was no big deal? Like I was supposed to just brush it off. I felt like a fool, someone who trusted the wrong person. I decided I needed to hear her side in person. I called her when she was supposed to be at her meeting and told her to come home. When she got back, she tried playing innocent, acting like I was overreacting, saying, "You're blowing this way out of proportion, Jake. I don't know what you're talking about." But I wasn't going to fall for her bullshit anymore. I laid everything out, the texts, the emails, everything I'd seen. Her reaction, she snapped. She started yelling, calling me paranoid, insecure, crazy. She called me jealous and possessive, and then she threw in some classic lines. It was just sex. It doesn't mean anything, and you're overreacting because you're scared to lose me. She even had the nerve to say she'd do it again because she didn't see the big deal. That moment I saw her true colors. She didn't care. She wasn't sorry. She just wanted to justify her betrayal, and I realized I was done. I couldn't trust her anymore. Not after she lied to my face and dismissed everything as if it was nothing. After that explosive confrontation, I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. My head was spinning and I didn't even know what to think anymore. Part of me wanted to believe she'd change, that maybe she was just confused or caught up in some moment of weakness. But deep down, I knew better. The proof was right in front of me, her messages, her lies, her attitude. Trust was shattered, and I didn't see any way to fix this. Over the next few days, I sank into a kind of numbness. I could eat, couldn't sleep. Everywhere I looked, I saw reminders of what she'd done, her clothes, her voice, the way she used to look at me with love. Now I felt nothing but contempt and betrayal. I kept asking myself how I could have missed all the signs, how I could have been so blind to her lies. I'd always thought she was the woman I was supposed to spend my life with. Now I wondered if I ever really knew her at all. She tried to act normal at first, acting like everything was fine, like we just had a small argument, but I wasn't buying it. I could see the guilt, the annoyance, the impatience in her eyes. She kept saying she loved me, that she didn't mean for it to happen, but her words fell flat. I knew she only said what she thought I wanted to hear. Honestly, I didn't even want to hear her excuses. They all sounded hollow now. One night I decided I needed to get away, clear my head, put some distance between us. I booked a cheap motel a couple of hours away. It was supposed to be just a night, but I stayed longer than I planned. I sat there staring at the wall, trying to make sense of everything. I kept thinking about how she lied, how she dismissed everything like it was nothing. I realized I was at a crossroads. Either I could try to fix this, or I could walk away and never look back. But I knew I couldn't just forget what she did. I'd trusted her with everything, my heart, my future, my life. And she threw it all away with some stupid affair. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. Was I even capable of forgiving this? Could I ever look at her the same way again? Or was I just fooling myself, hoping she'd change? That was the moment I decided I needed to think long and hard about what I really wanted, whether I could rebuild something or if I was better off cutting my losses. In the days that followed, I tried to think about what I truly wanted. Part of me wanted to scream, to break everything in the house, to tear her apart for what she did. But I knew that wouldn't help. I had to be rational, even if I was hurting so damn much it felt like my chest was about to cave in. I started to see clearly that trust, once broken like this, isn't something you just get back overnight. It's not even something you can repair with hollow apologies or promises. I'd been naive to think she was the woman I could trust blindly. Every time I looked at her, I saw her lies, the defiance in her eyes, the way she dismissed everything, the way she clung to her bullshit stories. It made me sick. How could someone act so indifferent after betraying the person they're supposed to love? I kept thinking about all the moments I ignored, All the times I chose to believe her excuses. It's like I'd been blindfolded, and now that I saw the truth, I realized I'd been living a lie. She kept pushing to talk, to fix things, but I wasn't interested in her apologies. Not anymore. Every apology sounded hollow, like she was just trying to keep me around long enough to save her own skin. I told her I needed space, that I couldn't be around her right now, that I needed to think about everything. She got angry, called me paranoid, crazy, and accused me of overreacting. Honestly, I didn't care what she called me. I knew what I saw, what I felt. The betrayal cut so deep I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to forgive her. The big question was whether I could trust her again, whether I even wanted to try. She acted like she was so nonchalant about the whole thing, like I should just forget and move on. But I knew better. Once trust is gone, it's not something you can just patch up with words. It's gone, and I was starting to accept that maybe I was better off walking away. I'd never felt this shattered in my life. The idea of spending another day with her, pretending everything was fine, just made me even more miserable. So now, I'm standing here trying to decide what's next. Do I stay, try to forgive and forget? Or do I cut my losses and walk away from the woman I once believed was my soulmate? The pain is overwhelming, but somehow I know I need to make a choice, one that will define me. Because after everything, I realize trust isn't just about believing someone, it's about feeling safe with them. And right now, I don't feel safe with Lisa anymore. I don't know if I ever will again. In the end, I decided I couldn't go on pretending like everything was fine. I told Lisa I needed some time to myself, that I couldn't stay in a relationship built on lies and betrayal. She didn't take it well, of course. She yelled, she cried, she accused me of being heartless. But honestly, none of that mattered anymore. Her words sounded hollow in my ears. I'd already lost the trust and with it a part of myself. Living with this betrayal has changed me. I used to believe in the idea of second chances, in forgiveness and moving on. But now I see that some things, once broken, can't be fixed, at least not easily. I've learned that trust is fragile, and once shattered, it leaves scars that never fully heal. I don't hate her, not anymore. I just feel sorry for her inability to be honest, for her selfishness that led her to cheat just days before our wedding. This experience has made me realize how much I value honesty and loyalty. I see now that I was more naive than I thought, believing that love was enough to cover everything. It's not. It's about respect, about integrity. And if those things are gone, then everything else crumbles with them. I'm still hurting, still trying to process everything. But I know I have to move forward, even if it's one painful step at a time. I don't hate her, but I won't forget what she did. I've learned that I deserve someone who values me, who treats me with respect and honesty, and I won't settle for less anymore. So here I am, telling this story because maybe someone out there needs to hear it. Sometimes betrayal cuts so deep you think you'll never recover, but you do. You find strength in that pain, and you realize that the only person who can truly heal you is yourself. I might be broken right now, but I'll rebuild. One day I hope to trust again, but for now I just need to heal.